Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to get on and talk to you a little bit about your main assignment this week. It's your application activity, and it's all about mindset. And if you remember, last week you watched a short video about growth mindset and fixed mindset, and the change that can happen in our brain and in our lives when we think of try instead of failing. And the growth mindset is that we see that we can grow. We don't feel like we have failed an assignment. We feel like we can learn from it, correct it, and move forward and do better. And the fixed mindset is we're more worried about right now. We're worried about our grades right now. And we're worried about maybe not all of our grades, but our assignment that is happening. We don't want to fail that, which is good. But it also inhibits us and makes us run from things that are difficult, makes us not want to try. And so the assignment this week asks you to think of a time when you have failed at something and maybe how you overcame that. So I was thinking about a time in my life, and I remembered that when I started college, I knew I wanted to teach, and I knew I wanted to teach probably Spanish or ESL. So I was working towards that, and even though I was doing language, I still had to do math. And I have always struggled with math. So anybody else who struggles, I feel your pain. Math is difficult for certain types of people, for certain learners, and it's just not in my brain. It's hard to do math. And so I had to take math, and it was a college level course, okay? And before I could take the required class, I had to take the prerequisite math. So in order to graduate, I had to take math 1050. And before I could take 1050, I had to pass 1010. Well, let me tell you, I had to take math 1010 3 times, 3 semesters, because I could not pass that class. And it was so difficult for me, but I knew I had to keep trying and I had to keep going. And this is what I learned. I took 3 semesters to pass this class. And each semester, I learned something new about how I needed to study, how I needed to pass that class. And I kept trying, and I kept trying, and I kept trying. And it made me really afraid to take Math 1050, which is what I needed to graduate. Because I thought, if I've taken Math 1010 3 times, there's no way I can pass 1050. And I needed to move on in order to progress to my degree. Well, because of my experience in Math 1010, I took Math 1050 and I passed in 1 semester. And those 3 times I failed that class were so hard and so disappointing that I wanted to run. I wanted to run away from growth. I wanted to run away from difficulty. I wanted to not have to do it. But having to take it and try again and again and again really taught me what I needed to know. And I think that's the point of a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. That in order to grow and progress and learn in our education, in the gospel, whatever it might be, that we have to keep trying. And that word, try, that's the key word. There's never a stopping point. We just keep trying. in everything that we do, in our callings at church and in our class and in our families and in the gospel, in our marriages, whatever it could be in our life. So I hope that you'll remember that when you're thinking this week about a time when you have failed and the outcome of that. And I just want you to remember just to keep trying. That's what's important. And I recognize your efforts, and the Lord recognizes your efforts, and I know He will bless you. So I just want you to keep trying and remember that we can do this together and that you will learn so much and it will be such a good experience for you. You will be so glad and so happy that you kept going and that you did it.